So this right here is a gaming PC that has actually been for sale in my local area for about a month and a half with no buyers. Now, I reached out to the seller and he told me that it's not a flip computer. This wasn't built with the intent to make money. This was built for his daughter and it was her PC and now she no longer plays on it and he was just trying to recoup a little bit of money from it. And I offered him $300 and they accepted, so here it is. Now, it has the basic wear and tear that you would find from a computer that's just been used to game on and then forgotten about and sat around for a little while. It's got a nice little layer of dust buildup on the case here. And I believe that this was their build. They didn't buy this computer because the aftermarket CPU cooler on here is an ARGB one, and the ARGB is not working because there is no ARGB header anywhere on the motherboard. So I guess that they just used it as a fan, but it's also in the pull configuration and it's pulling air towards the intake fans, which is just, it's not the right way to do things. Plus, the IO shield here in the back is actually taped on. I guess they forgot to put it on before they installed the motherboard, and their solution was to just tape it, which is pretty funny, but you know, what are you gonna do? You did what you could. Now, as far as the specs are concerned here, it is actually a pretty good little system. It does have a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU. It has 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance RAM. It has an aftermarket CPU cooler, even though it is installed incorrectly. It does have a 750 watt power supply. And it's one real drawback, well, technically it has two drawbacks, but the first one is the fact that this is an RX 550, which is not a very powerful graphics card, and it's not running on a SSD, it is just running on a 2 terabyte, 3.5 inch spinning drive, which causes boot times to be terrible. Now, with just a little bit of love, we can turn this pretty standard, basic looking system into a very nice looking gaming PC that somebody will absolutely love to have. And that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to gut it, we're gonna clean it, and we are going to upgrade it and make this thing just a little bit more desirable. Now, I need to make sure that this computer is absolutely spotless and it looks fantastic when we're done, because I actually already have a buyer lined up for this system. So let's go ahead and take this thing apart and see how much work we've got to do. So with the computer completely disassembled, we have a much better idea of what we need to do in order to make sure that this system not only looks absolutely fantastic, but it performs like a gaming computer should. So the first thing that we need to talk about is this 2 terabyte spinning hard drive here. Now these are great for mass storage, but when it comes to your operating system and the main games that you do want to play, you do want it to be on a SSD, and you can pick them up for a pretty reasonably low cost these days. So what I got right here is a 500 gig Kingston SSD. It is going to have the operating system on there, plus he'll be able to put a couple games on there, and everything else he can store on the 2 terabyte hard drive. It's just going to make the computer run way faster. Now, the next thing is this graphics card. Now, a RX 550 is not a strong graphics card. This will play games, but it's not going to give you a stunning frame rates that are gonna, blow your head off. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get rid of that. I did have a 3060 sitting around, so we're gonna put this 3060 in here. It's a much stronger graphics card. It'll pair really, really well with the 3600 CPU that we have, and it's just going to give us such a better gameplay. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna upgrade the cable extensions. It just gives you a clean look. They're very inexpensive. They just make the computer look way better. And then last but not least, we're gonna give it some real airflow here. So I take apart so many radiators on my channel, and the fans on the radiators I don't usually keep because I want the fans to all match inside the build. So I end up just building stockpiles of these ARGB fans that I don't have anything to do with. So I've got about 20 of the white fans, and then I've got another 20 of the black version of like this exact same fan. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and throw all of these fans in here, give this thing way better airflow and a much better look. So now that we've covered everything that's going inside of the system, we need to go ahead and clean it because that case is absolutely filthy, and I'm sure that this CPU cooler needs to be repasted. So let's get at it because I gotta sell this thing like tomorrow. Now, I am not 100% sure, but I would like to think that most people would prefer their gaming PC to look like this, as opposed to what it looked like when we first got it. And not only does the system look absolutely fantastic, but the performance from this gaming PC is also extremely nice. Now, I wasn't able to test too many different games on this system due to time constraints, but when we jumped into Battlefield 2042 at a high preset at 1440p, we were able to get a beautiful 78 FPS on average. And when we played Fortnite at epic settings, also at 1440p, we were able to get 69 FPS on average. The gameplay from this computer is absolutely wonderful. And since this is going to a young man, he's gonna love this system. Now, like I said just a second ago, we are actually on a time constraint because I am going to be delivering this computer to the individual who is buying it from me, and we need to get that ready to go, and I'm gonna bring you guys with me. Now, I know that I don't usually take you guys with me to sell the computers that we build on the channel, but this one seemed a little bit different, and I wanted to bring you guys along for the ride. And the reason it's different is because if you remember about a month and a half ago, I did a double PC build where we put together two computers in one episode for the build up challenge. One of them was in a 4000X Corsair case that was black, and the other one was in a black and white Qtips case, and they both had pretty similar specs. Well, I sold the white Qtips PC to a nice guy, and he actually came back the following week and also bought the M-ATX Asus Prime build that we had put together the next week as well, because he has two sons. Now, the son that is coming in from out of town, he was flying in for Christmas, and he was going to be receiving the Qtips PC. And I guess when, he's flying, so he doesn't want to check a computer. That sounds terrible. I don't blame him. So they were going to go ship it. And so they went to this local shipping place. And the owner of the shipping place loved the PC build and wanted to get one for his son. And so that's when he asked the guy I sold it to where he got it from, and that guy gave him my contact information through Facebook. So he contacted me through Facebook about 2 weeks ago asking me to sell him a computer, but obviously I only have the computers that we build on the channel, and I sell them and then we move on to the next one. So I didn't have a computer that I could sell him. So I told him that I would be putting together a computer for another episode soon, and that's what we're doing now. This computer is going to that gentleman who was taken back by the computer that we had put together on the channel, and I hope that his son loves this thing.
Damn.
What?
I have the absolute best job in the world to be able to provide a young man like that his first gaming PC, and to see how much he liked it. It makes everything that I do on this channel, whether it's building the computers, sourcing the products, editing the footage, communicating with you guys, it is an absolute privilege to be able to do this. Now, I do have to apologize if the video today seemed to be a little bit more rushed than the usual videos that I put out, but today was supposed to be a completely different video. We were supposed to be doing the PC Build-Up Challenge Grand Finale today, where I unveil the computer that I'm gonna give away to you. But unfortunately, the motherboard that arrived for that build is having some serious issues, so I did need to send the motherboard back to get a replacement. Now, luckily, they are sending the replacement, and it should arrive tomorrow. So next Saturday's build should be the grand finale of our build-up challenge. So if that's something that you were looking forward to today, I apologize that it did not come out, but it's coming. And I already put together that computer once and had to take it apart, and that hurt my feelings because the computer that we're giving you is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it is the #1 most beautiful computer I've ever built. And just remember that if you do want a chance to win the over $3,000 computer that I'm going to give away to you, you do need to be an active member in my Discord server. I am going to leave a link to join that server down below. But ladies and gentlemen, no matter where you are in the world, I hope that you are having a fantastic day. And I'm gonna see you in the next video.